Hello fellas, Frankie Day here. Merry Christmas everybody. Okay guys, this is video 6 of my Airfix 172 AVRO Shackleton build. I've got her done. She was done about 45 minutes ago. And got her wings all popped back on. And she's ready for display. When the video is over with, pull the wings off, put it back in the box I made for it a while ago. Stick it down below in the basement with the rest of my box finished models. And go on to the next build. Okay guys, in the beginning of this video, this is a very good kit. I mean, it's under $50. You can't beat it. For 40-something dollars, it's a good kit. It builds miles better than the granddaddy of the Shackletons, which is the old Frog AMT kit, which is the MR3 version with the nose wheel. That was definitely a rivet counter kit. That one was. Boy, you can use that thing for a rasp with all those rivets on it. I remember that the one I built for Speedy 197's Cold War group build. It took a lot of sanding, man, to get that darn rivets off that darn off the fuselage, off the wings, off everything. And so that was kind of a crude, tough kit, but that's a technology of the 1960s. Nowadays, everything's so state of art. It's everything's so precision made nowadays. Now, as to this Airfix kit here, I mean, it goes together real good. I love the plastic they use. It's hardly any of the filler. I use just a little bit of filler, not very much. Just a tiny bit, mostly around the nacelle areas. And I'll rescribe the panel lines in the nacelles after I sand them out on the last video. And so I'm sure rescribe those panel lines after you sand them off, guys. And the build will follow. The kit goes together with no fit issues at all. There's a lot of beautiful internal pieces inside the fuselage and there. They've got with all the communication technicians where they work inside the fuselage. They've got their special chairs, their compartments they work at. It's pretty well detailed, the fuselage, but it can't be viewed from outside the airplane because it's all built and the fuselage is all closed up. Excuse me, guys. So anyway, guys, this is a good kit. We'll go over and take a look at this, and I'll discuss what I'll be doing next. Okay, guys, I know it's canvas friendly. I'm always friendly, so we'll take a look at the shack, the flying spark plug. There she is, guys, on top of Lazy Susan here. I'll get a little more. I'd like to be able to get the whole thing in this monitor right here. This monitor is probably about 3.5 inches by 1 1/8 or so, and it's kind of hard to get the whole airplane really close up without chopping something off. The airplane was primed. After it was primed, I gave it I sprayed white, which was like a regular flat white was used on it. The upper plating calls for medium gray, and I used medium gray on it. These are all Humbrol paints right here being used. And once the paint has dried, my airbrush, I actually appreciated this thing first before I added the white and the gray to it. And once the pre-shading dried, I went ahead and airbrushed the white, the medium gray, and when it dried, I gave about 3 coats of gloss, Krylon clear gloss, till it's nice and shiny. And I let it dry for about 2 or 3 days. Then went back, got me some washes, and gave her a wash down. About 3 coats of wash on this thing. These Shackletons were not clean machines, fellas. These were Coastal Command aircraft. They weren't hooded with a hanger. They're outside in the elements of Mother Nature. And plus, on flying missions across the North Atlantic in search for U-boats or doing their thing as a anti-patrol maritime bomber does, and checking see if they got any ships coming in and everything else, and a lot of wear and tear, guys. Airplanes they don't stay the museum pristine shape, factory pristine shape when they're in the field doing their job. They get dirty. So I didn't want to overdo the weathering on this thing by making this thing too dirty, but it's dirty. And the white used to be really white on this thing. After I gave it a wash and rubbed it down real well, and it kind of toned down that white a little bit. And the wash works pretty good. I love the wash technique. I went and got me some Vallejo washes. Normally I used water-based paints for washes. Just thin them down by using water or denatured alcohol. And actually it's the same thing. But you got to make sure when you're applying your washes, you got a protective coat on your paint. In other words, the washes ain't going to work. And they're going to run into trouble. And again, this AVRO Shackleton goes together quite well. There's no fit issues at all. And I like the MR2 model a lot better than the M3. The M1 is even better. You can see Roy Chadwick's design featured here on this AVRO Shackleton. This is the last design he did before he passed away. And it actually favors more the AVRO Lincoln more than anything. And he was actually, everybody knows, he was the designer of the Lancaster, the Manchester bomber. And the kit gives you a entry door with a yellow ladder, you see. It's optional. In the instructions, it shows you can either be closed by going ahead by gluing the door from the inside. And if you want it open, leave the door off. That's what I've done in this kit. You look pretty good inside there. You can see some of the detail inside there. And that's as far as you can see. And you got your emergency escape panel inside the windows on the middle of the wing of the fuselage. You're gonna look through it too. You can see you can see the desk right there where one of the communication technicians operators work at. Right here, right in this vicinity here, fellas, right here. And you look right there, you can see the whole bench right there, and with the communications technician or who's in there doing his thing, doing his job. And also, in case of emergency get out, that escape panel will bust out. It'll break loose, and the men can actually rush out from the aircraft. Not us. I think the Shackleton now, guys, is no longer in service anymore. I don't know. They may still use them. I'm not too up to snuff up to current events of military value in today's military, but I don't think the Shackleton's in service anymore. I imagine she was probably stricken from the registry probably in the early 90s, 1990s. I do know that the Hawk Air Sydney Nimrod, which is the military version of the Comet, did supersede its as maritime patrol bomber. And they may use that now instead of using Shackletons. But these Shackletons were they're a pretty well built airplane, and of course you can see the use in the things. I've been on this thing for a long time, guys. This thing's laid idle for months on end, and so I went ahead and made an oath. Go ahead and finish up on your plate, Frank, before you get started. That's what I'm doing. So I got the Songbird all done. I got the Shackleton all done, and I got the Flycatcher almost all done. All I got through to the rigging of that. I'll make a video of that probably later this week, guys. That's no hurry for that. All I need is flying wires. It's finished. I'll probably be working my Wellington after this video, and get it prepared for a video for that probably one day next week after Christmas. Get this Christmas out of the way, fellas. And So I'm gonna have a big day tomorrow, Christmas. We got gonna go to my daughter's house and celebrate a very beautiful Christmas with the kids and everything, and enjoy the best function in the world this Christmas Day, and enjoy the fares you get with it. Okay, guys, this concludes the Airfix 172 AVRO Shackleton MR2 bomber and maritime patrol craft by the Coastal Command. This is the end of this video. Video number 6 concludes it, and it's time to proceed on the next build. We'll swing the camera back to yours truly, and I'll finish up the video. Here he is, old Sandy Frankie. Alrighty then. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and start working on this PB2I 2 Coronado flying boat right here. And I gotta get her done. I got some filler to put on here. I'm gonna wet sand that down real well and rescribe the panel lines on there, and to give it another coat of primer. And I'm gonna paint this thing 1942. 1941. It's gonna be all naval sea blue with black going on their sides. It's gonna have a nice wash on it. The beaching gear will be on there, and I found a beautiful tarmac I can use on this thing. I found it down at the Hobby Lobby. It's simulated tile for tarmac. When I seen that, so I'm getting a bunch of that. That'd make excellent display pieces, and not on a piece of wood. So I'll be jumping on this thing and getting it prepared for painting, and gather up my paints. And I put take the wings off the Shackleton and put it in the box, take it down below. Okay, guys, that does it for tonight. So I'll probably be working on the Wellington after this, and of course I'll be working on the Coronado, and drag something else out. The Ward's in dry dock for a while, guy. You don't hurry for the Ward. I'll get on her real soon. And she's right over here, out of harm's way. If I need to grab her, I'll just go back over behind me, grab her, and put her back on the workbench, work on her some more. And as right now, I like to work on some plastic airplanes as well, guys. I missed my plastic for a while. So, too much of a good thing does become boring. Okay, guys, that's about it for this evening. And again, I'd like to thank everybody again for your wonderful views, wonderful comments. And thank you very much for commenting on my last video for Merry Christmas. And I'm very honored each and one of you guys out there. And you guys are the greatest out there. And like I say again, do any of this, be careful. And eat a lot of ham, turkey, pulled pork, or just enjoy. Because life is sweet. And Christmas is wonderful. It was done right. And so I'm very happy. I got all my models. My wife is still with me and everything, and I'm still here. I can't be much happier than I am right now, guys. And my Shackleton's happy because I got it all done. And I don't have to look at her down below here and keep saying to myself, when are you gonna get it done? It's done. And so am I. Okay, guys, God love you guys. We'll catch you. Next video is going to probably be either Monday or Tuesday. And Merry Christmas to you guys. And from Mrs. Day and myself. And God love you guys. And Merry Christmas, man. Merry Christmas, boys. Love you guys.